Hi, everybody. Pastor Jason back with you once again for another Wednesday reflection. Have you ever thought, I wish it was like it used to be? Things were better back then, even though they may not have actually been better. Sometimes we look at our past in the midst of the struggles and the difficulties, and we wish for a yesteryear when we remember things were so much better, at least they were in our minds. The Old Testament lesson as we approach the 18th Sunday after Pentecost gives us a lot of that thought. As we look at the children of Israel, as we look at Moses, and even as we look at Joshua, in all these cases, there's some complaining going on, and they're looking back at how much better it was, even though it wasn't. Some words from Numbers chapter 11. Now the rabble, love that word, that was among the children of Israel had a strong craving. And the people of Israel also wept again and said, "Oh, that we had meat to eat. We remember the fish we ate in Egypt that cost nothing, the cucumbers, the melons, the leeks, the onions, the garlic. But now our strength is dried up, and there is nothing at all but this manna to look at." These children of Israel who had been led out of slavery because they're tired of eating manna provided to them by the Lord, complain and think, oh, how great it was back then. Next, as these words come to Moses, we hear Moses complaining and a little reminder for him as well. Moses heard the people weeping throughout their clans, everyone at the door of his tent. And the anger of the Lord blazed hotly, and Moses was displeased. And Moses said to the Lord, "Why have you dealt ill with your servant," meaning himself? "And why have I not found favor in your sight, that you lay the burden of all this people on me? Did I conceive all this people? Did I give them birth, that you should say to me, 'Carry them in your bosom,' as a nurse carries a nursing child, to the land that you swore to give their fathers? Where am I to get meat to give to all of these people? For they weep before me and say, 'Give us meat that we may eat.' I am not able to carry all this people alone. The burden is too heavy for me. If you will treat me like this, kill me at once, if I find favor in your sight, that I may not see my wretchedness." Moses, before he was sent back by God to let his people go, had it good. And now he's complaining because of all the rabble, again, as the word came to us in the text, has come to him, and he doesn't have an answer for the people. And so he complains to the Lord, the one who put him in this place. "What am I to do with the people you have given to me?" Oh, that it would have been better to not be involved in this at all, forgetting all that the Lord had done for him. God takes care of his people in bringing them much more than manna. God took care of Moses in bringing him much more than just an answer to his plea to take care of the children and to appoint 70 elders to assist. Now 2 of them, Meldad and Edad, are out prophesying in the name of the Lord. And now we find ourselves with Joshua. Now 2 men remained in the camp, one named Eldad and the other named Medad. And the Spirit rested upon them. They were among those registered, but they had not gone out to the tent, and so they prophesied in the camp. And a young man ran to Moses. "Eldad and Medad are prophesying in the camp." And Joshua, the son of Nun, the assistant of Moses from his youth, said, "My Lord Moses, stop them." Joshua, him and Moses, they're the leaders. And even though God gives them 70 elders to assist, there's a little bit of pushback from Joshua. Is it their responsibility or is it ours? We are the ones to oversee this. And there's some complaining there because these 2 are not doing what Joshua would like to see. Maybe it was a little better when it was just Moses and Joshua running the show. And now they have to oversee all these others as well. Oh, the workload. It's only going to be added as all these extra people play a role in ministering to the children of Israel. The children of Israel remember how nice it was in Egypt, though it wasn't. Moses forgets all that God has done as well as he complains to God, even though God has taken good care of him. Joshua, in the midst of all of these added leaders, lamenting what's going on with these two, forgetting God using all of these people to assist Joshua himself. In a sense, they're looking back at fond memories that aren't really that fond. And they're forgetting God providing for his people in every sense of the word. May not be exactly as they wish, but still providing. So much better than what their memories would serve them. Sometimes we forget that too as children of God, as people who know there is a God and yet forget at times all that he has done. We complain because of the things going on in our lives, and not that they're not real, but sometimes we push aside the grace and the mercy and the love that our great God has given to us, and all we focus on is what we don't have or what we used to have. God reminds us, he reminds you this day, first of all, he is God. He is there. We needn't wonder if he exists. He most certainly does. And also that he is for you. He can take our complaints. He takes our anxieties and he says, bring them all to me. Cast all your cares upon me, for I care for you. We have those words in the New Testament. God allows us to complain, to kind of look back in the past and think it's better even when it's not. May we continue to lean on him, understanding our past, especially with our faith, what our great God has done for us already, which is everything because we can't save ourselves, and then look to him in perspective in the midst of the difficulties of the day. Maybe 5, 10, 20 years ago, there were some things that were better than they are now. Do not let those complaints overcome you. For our great God has given you life everlasting in Jesus. And he says, I'm here with you today. He has a purpose and a plan. He has done so much more than so often we even remember. That's why sometimes we're tempted to look back and see what was and forget about all that he has done to bring us to this day. God is great. He is able, and he continues to work his work in us. May we trust as he provides for us, like he did for the children of Israel, as he provided for Moses and for Joshua, he provides for you and for me as well. I pray we see through the eyes of faith just that God is there, that he does love you, that he has cared for you, and that he has a promise for your future, that he will keep you close to his care in all things. May that be a blessing for you as it is for me this day and always.